2023, Mr. McDonald repeatedly posted online pictures of himself in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Judge, this is Judge Chapman from Jamhill County. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Judge.
Perfect. I'm going to call my case. I assume you wanted to call your case. I assume we're already on the record in your courtroom.
We are.
Okay. The Oregon case is McDonald versus McDonald 23DR05784.
All right. And the case in Nevada is Ruiz versus McDonald, D236613332-R.
My understanding, Judge Gordon, is, I will start by saying that I'm getting into this a little bit late. Judge Easterday from our courthouse had been involved, but she's tied up in another hearing. My understanding is that we are here primarily because Nevada needs to make a decision about whether or not you're going to release jurisdiction to the state of Oregon, and that decision primarily hinged on whether or not father in fact lives outside the state of Nevada, and from what I understand, that was the purpose of today's hearing, to receive evidence on that point. Am I up to speed? Is that your understanding of what we're doing as well?
Well, that was a disputed point between the parties. There was a factual dispute as to the father's residency, and so the court felt, before it made a determination as to jurisdiction and whether Nevada was going to release it, it wanted to resolve that issue. And I also wanted to give the parties the opportunity to address once again the inconvenient forum argument, which the parties have briefed, but I didn't know if there was any, if either party wanted to present any evidence as to that issue, and so I wanted to err on the side of caution and give them that opportunity as part of today's proceeding as well.
Okay, my understanding is that most, if not all, of the attorneys are located in Nevada. And so if it's okay with you, I'll just happily let you take the lead on today's proceeding.
That sounds good. All right. I've explained to the parties that I'm going to keep time today. We're starting at a little after 2, so I'm going to allocate about an hour to each of you. I think that should be more than enough time to address the issues that are on for today. We talked about Ms. Fuji's client would present first, and then and then once she's done presenting her case, then Mr. Fleeman will have that opportunity. So, Ms. Fuji, your time will start now. If you want to present an opening statement, you can, or you can get right into testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll just make it brief. This court made prior findings, and when I say this court, it was another presiding judge at that time in May. However, discovery was left open for the petitioner to conduct discovery on the issue of Dad's residency. But it's our argument today that Nevada would have exclusive jurisdiction until such time that it would determine that the child parents do not no longer reside in Nevada. I believe it's stipulated already that the mother resides in Oregon, that the children that are subject of the custody proceeding pending in Oregon, their names are ages 12 and 9, also reside and go to school in the state of Oregon. I'm going to call my client first to testify as to the issue of residency, and at the end we are going to be arguing based upon NRS 125A.355, that's a simultaneous proceeding, as well as 125A.315(1)B, that this court modify and relinquishes jurisdiction to the state of Oregon, and that it's an inconvenient form under NRS 125A.365. I'll go ahead and start. If I could have Mr. McDonald show his face on the video. so I can proceed.
And Ms. Fuji, let me just, before you get into your testimony, let me just give Mr. Fleeman the opportunity to present an opening statement if you'd like.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have much of an opening statement except to say that I think what the court is really here for today is whether or not Mr. McDonald is a resident of Arizona and has been a resident of Arizona as he is represented in court.
Mr. Fleeman, hold on. You have a tough connection. It's kind of hard to hear you.
Okay. I'll try to speak up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think maybe just get closer to that microphone, maybe, or whatever
Okay.
your speaker is.
Sure. Okay, so today I think we're here today for the residency issue. I think we briefed the inconvenient forum argument. In terms of what the court needs to decide today and, relinquishment of jurisdiction, I don't think this court, and I think this court mentioned it earlier, I don't think this court needs to today make a determination on relinquishing custody jurisdiction. I think the court should, and this is what we briefed, should proceed with the termination, and then based on what happens with the termination, proceed at that time either in Oregon or in Nevada. But we would ask that the Oregon court stay the proceedings. I think this case, the termination case, was the first in time, and I don't think there's any argument that Mr. McDonald was living here at the time in Nevada when that was filed. We think the evidence will show that residency is based on presence, and all the evidence in this case shows that Mr. McDonald is present in the state of Nevada, not the state of Arizona.
All right, thank you. Ms. Fuji, let's have your client sworn in.
Can you please raise your right hand? Mr. McDonald, you do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now. Can everybody else hear him? Speak again, Michael. Michael, can you speak again, please?
My name is Michael McDonald.
All right, we just need an affirmation of the oath, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Fuji?
Can you please state your full name for the record?
Michael Lee McDonald,
And what's your date of birth?
10/22/83,
Okay. And how old are you?
40.
Okay. Where do you currently reside?
Arizona, White Hills.
Okay. And how big is White Hills, Arizona?
How big is it?
Yes.
I think there's only like 1,000 people, 1,300, I'm not sure.
Okay. And when did you relocate to White Hills, Arizona?
Around April of 2023.
And what is the address at White Hills?
8272 Chino Drive.
And who else resides there with you?
Me and my girlfriend and my dog, mostly.
Okay. And who owns that property?
My mom, outright.
And what's her name?
LaWanda Bonaventura.
And do you pay rent or part of the mortgage?
Yes, I pay rent.
And do you have a lease agreement or anything evidencing?
Yes.
All right. At this time, Your Honor, I don't know if we need to move to admit, but I believe I forgot to address this initially. I don't believe Mr. Fleeman objects to my proposed Exhibit A and B, which are the lease agreement
That's
for
correct.
the White Hills address.
You stipulated to that earlier, that's correct.
Mr. Fleeman,
All
did I hear you
right,
say that you stipulate to Exhibits A and B?
The ones that were attached to the brief, yes, Your Honor.
All right, Exhibits A and B that were attached to the respondent's brief will be admitted into evidence.
Okay. Do you have a Arizona driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have a vehicle?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle?
A Mazda 3i.
And where's that? What state is that car registered in?
It's in Arizona.
And when did you register that car?
I registered it around November.
November of 2023?
Yeah, I believe so.
Have you filed taxes for the 2023 year yet?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes.
Okay. How long, where's your job located?
They have multiple locations, but the headquarters is in Las Vegas.
It's in Las Vegas.
They're on the western states, Seattle, California.
Do you work physically in an office?
I'm a hybrid. I can work remote or in office.
Approximately what percentage of the time do you work remotely versus
Maybe-
in the office?
Maybe 60-40, something like that.
60 you work remotely and 40 you work in the office?
I believe about, I don't know the percentages, but yeah.
All right, when you work in the office, where's the office located?
In Las Vegas.
Okay, do you know the street?
The main office on Fremont Street.
When you work remotely, do you work out of the White Hills residence?
Sometimes, yeah, most of the time.
Do you pay any utilities associated with the White Hills address?
I help with the power bill.
Are any of those bills in your name or are they in your mother's name?
The power bill, I believe, is in both our names. I'm on the account.
Would your mom be able to verify approximately how much? Well, she doesn't live there with you. Is there another adult individual over the age of 18 that could verify that you live at the White Hills residence?
My girlfriend can.
Okay. Can I have her last name?
I prefer not to give it out. My ex has been stalking me, so.
Okay, I want to ask you about some of the questions that arose from the brief filed by Candace. How many miles away is White Hills, where you currently reside, from Las Vegas?
About 70 miles around there, 70 plus or minus.
There was photographs taken by a private investigator retained by the petitioner in this case that showed you at a Catalini, Katalini address. Who resides at the Catalini address?
That's my brother's house.
Okay. Can I have his first name?
Don.
Do you live with Sean at the Catalini address?
Do I what?
Do you live with him at that address?
No, I visit him a lot and stay there overnight sometimes.
Who resides at the Sandy Lane address?
At the Catalini address, my brother.
Okay, who resides at the Sandy Lane address?
That's my dad's house.
Is that also located in Las Vegas?
Yes, it is.
Approximately how often are you at your dad's residence?
I see him a lot too, so sometimes whenever I'm in town, I usually go on the weekends or we go to the swap meet together a lot.
What's the closest city to White Hills? Major city.
The major city is Vegas is closer than Kingman, so I usually go back and forth to Vegas.
To Vegas or
To get
Kingman?
supplies. Yes, those are the two major cities that are closest to White Hills.
All right. Approximately how many days a week do you spend in Arizona currently versus White Hills, Arizona currently versus Las Vegas?
I don't know, 4 or 5 days a week.
Where?
In Arizona. So I'll stay in Arizona a few days. I usually have to come to town at least once a week for a sales meeting. They have over at LBNet.
So your job requires you to come into Las Vegas mandatorily 1 day a week?
Sometimes I can attend remotely, but it's preferred that I be in person. Yes.
Okay, I will pass the witness.
Mr. Fleeman?
Your Honor, I'm wondering, and this may depend on if our other witness can be present, if I can just do Mr. McDonald to my own direct rather than do the cross, since he's the opposing party. And we had a private investigator that we called, but he doesn't have a password. And and I sent a message to Ms. Cohen to see if he can get a password.
Sorry, you started with the question of whether you could just exceed the scope of the direct, right? Is that what I
Correct.
heard? And then I didn't understand
Yes.
the password question.
We have the private investigator as a witness.
Oh.
He needs a password, he said, to get into the video.
Counsel, if it would help, I don't suppose, I'm assuming this is the gentleman that drafted those two proposed exhibits.
Yes.
For the purposes, the limited purposes of this UCJEAA on jurisdiction, I would not oppose it being admitted for that limited purpose. So we don't have to
We
make
would
it
stipulate
longer.
that.
Mr. Fleeman, if Ms. Fuji would stipulate to the admissibility of the reports, do you still want to call the witness? It's your choice.
No, there would be no need for the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. I guess why don't, before you start the cross-exam, or why don't you, what stipulations do you have regarding exhibits, Ms. Fuji? Are there, so Mr. Fleeman, those would be which exhibits? Those are
I stipulated to
11 and 12?
2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and I guess 11 and 12 are the reports, am I correct?
Yeah.
That is
11 and-
correct. I believe you said 5 earlier as well, Val. Did you change your
Yes,
mind?
yes.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 12.
All right, those exhibits will be admitted by stipulation.
Yes, and number 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm wondering what's the best way to share the exhibit, Your Honor? Do I need to share screen, or does the working court have the ability to put an exhibit on the screen? Or do I just address it and everyone looks at their own exhibit?
I would ask you, show it on the screen, because I don't know if Mr. McDonald, he doesn't have it in front of him, I'll tell you, unless he does have it in front of him, I could ask him.
Mr.
Do you
McDonald,
have
you got
exhibit
any
11?
exhibits in front of you?
Mr. McDonald, do you have access to pull up those investigator reports? I think my office may have sent them to you.
You could share your screen, I could see it.
Are you able to do that, Mr. Fleeman?
Let me check.
If not, I can assist with that too.
I'm not familiar with the program, so I don't know.
No, I get a message that I can't share with anything.
Is it there? Rejoin theirs.
I don't mind you referencing it, and
I'll check my email, but yeah. And can you object, Valerie, for
Hold
talking
on,
to?
hold on, Mr. McDonald. Judge Chapman, do you have the ability there to permit screen sharing? Is your clerk able to enable that feature?
Let me ask. We can try making Mr. Fleeman a presenter, which may allow him to share his screen. Let's try that. If not, I do not believe Oregon's going to be able to directly share. Typically, what we will do when we use this program is we will invite the parties to make liberal use of their email systems so that everybody can look at the same exhibits.
Understood.
But let's try making you a presenter. Abby, if you could let me know when that's done. Okay, so Mr. Fleeman, you are now a presenter. If you want to try sharing your screen again.
Yeah. Looks like it worked.
Perfect.
All right, Mr. Fleeman.
Okay. Mr. McDonald, can you hear me?
Yes, I could see it now.
Okay. This is Exhibit 11, which has been admitted for the purposes of today's hearing. Have you read through this investigative report?
I saw some of it. Yeah, I read through
Okay.
it.
So this is between January 18th and January 22nd, 2024. I'm just going to kind of go down through the pictures. These are bait stamped as they were produced. Actually, I'll go through the actual report. So you see on this page where it says CR 301 at the bottom?
Okay.
Okay, so the first report was made on January 18th, 2023. And you see at 8:30 p.m., it shows that there was a Mazda bearing Arizona registration SOA5AS that was parked in the driveway at Catalini Street in Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
Is that your vehicle?
Yes.
Were you there that evening?
I don't recall. I was, my car's been having some mechanical issues though. So I've been leaving in Vegas. Maybe don't know if my mom or my girlfriend's been driving up there. I had some transmission issues.
So you see on January 19th, it says at 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., your vehicle was also parked in the driveway. Is that accurate?
Okay.
And then at 7 p.m., the vehicle was also there. Is that correct?
It says it. Oh, I was. I don't know if I was there or not.
Okay. So you've looked through this. Do you have any reason to doubt what's in the report in terms of where your vehicle was parked?
No, like I said, I've been having mechanical issues, so my car's been in Vegas a lot. It's been getting repaired at my buddy's shop.
Okay.
But he keeps having some issues.
And so what car does your girlfriend drive when she drives you to Arizona?
We have different vehicles, mostly the hybrid.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and turn to Exhibit 12. I'll ask you the same thing. This is a report from January 25th through January 30th of 2024. Have you read through this report?
I believe so.
Do you have any reason to believe that it's not accurate as to where your vehicle was during the times reported in this?
It probably has. I've been leaving my vehicle in Vegas a lot.
Okay.
The
Well-
mechanical issues.
Sure. If you look at January 26th here on the bottom of page CR 334, do you see that your vehicle was observed at 2:26 p.m. at the parking lot of LV.net, located at 2595 East Fremont?
Okay.
Is that your employer?
Yes.
And so it's fair to say the vehicle had moved and wasn't parked for mechanical problems that day?
I go back. I still can use it. It's having transmission issues. Ready to go 1 to 3. So I'm trying to get the gear, save money to get it there completely.
Okay. Is this your vehicle parked out in front of an IHOP in Las Vegas?
No,
Where is it parked?
that's at my employer.
That's at your employer?
Yeah, that's the
And
name.
this building on this page of CR 341 is also your employer?
Correct.
And is this your vehicle parked in front of Lowe's on CR 348?
No, that's still at the employer's.
This is all the employer's parking lot?
Correct.
And have you seen the pictures where you're present in the pictures in front of your brother's house in this report?
Yeah, the unflattering pictures. Yes, I've seen that.
Okay, so we're present on that date at your brother's. Is that correct?
Yeah, I probably spent the night at my brother's house. I don't recall.
Okay. Your Honor, I didn't catch, am I permitted to do direct?
Yes, you can exceed the scope, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Fleeman, where would the court find the photo of,
And I was looking for that too. I know it's used to for.
oh, I think it's in the earlier exhibit.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
CR.
talking about the photo where he's at, 319?
Yeah, it's Exhibit 11, 319 through 324,
Court sees it, thank you.
325. Okay. Mr. McDonald, where were you living in January of 2023 when the petition to terminate your rights was filed?
What's that?
Where were you living in January of 2023 when the petition to terminate your parental rights was filed in Nevada?
Termination? I don't, when they were filed, I was living in January. I was still on paper until February, so I was waiting to move, get out of Las Vegas after February of 2023. That's when I got off the roll.
Okay, so your position today is that you needed to move in February when you got out of parole?
Yeah, I was waiting until I got off my paper. On paper.
Wasn't your testimony earlier in this case that you moved because it was cheaper and your dad was charging you rent in Las Vegas?
It was, and I moved around April, so that was a month or two after my cases got closed out.
Okay. So when you were served on February 21st of 2023, were you also in Las Vegas when you were served?
I don't recall being served. Anything.
How did you know about this case if you weren't served?
I don't remember. I know I wasn't served, like, personally. I can remember.
Were you employed in late February of 2023?
I don't recall. I might have been at Lexicon until my ex-wife filed
Objection, non-responsive.
and
Striking the last part.
Sir, just
Not
answer
me,
just answer the questions that are posed. Your attorney will get a chance as well. Can you rephrase the
Say
question
again?
or restate the question, Mr. Fleeman?
Were you employed in late February 2023?
I believe so. I don't recall though. It was probably at Lexicon.
Okay. So you were working at Lexicon Bank until mid-March 2023, isn't that correct?
I believe so.
And Lexicon Bank is in Las Vegas, Nevada, where you worked, correct?
Correct.
And you were making approximately $80,000 per year at Lexicon Bank, is that correct?
Something like that. A year.
On March 28th, 2023, you completed a letter to the Oregon court asking that it register a Nevada custody order, is that correct?
Was it around March? Probably. Yeah, I was waiting until I got off paper in February. I didn't want to have any other issues. My ex-wife, as you can see.
All right. I'm not sure, was exhibit 1 was not admitted, is that correct?
Say it again?
Correct.
I'm asking.
Correct. That was not admitted.
Okay.
I can't
So
hear you.
I'm going to have to show it on my screen since you don't have a book or anything, Mr. McDonald.
Yeah, I just did not have an opportunity to ask him because that was not part of my file.
I understand. Okay, that's right.
Counsel, rather than show it to him, can you ask him if he recalls, and then perhaps you could use it to refresh his recollection, or I could email it to him?
Sure. Mr. McDonald, do you recall filing a letter to the court in Oregon requesting the registration of a child custody determination that had been in Nevada?
In Oregon, I believe so.
Did you file for the registration in March of 2023? Did you file that in Oregon?
I believe so.
All right. You see this document that's marked as Exhibit 1?
And counsel, I'm texting the exhibit to him. To
I can see your screen, so.
Okay, that's what I asked. Can you see it? Do you see this document at the bottom of CR 00001? Do you see that document?
Yes, I do.
Is this the letter you filed in the state of Oregon?
Possibly. Looks like it.
Okay, and you see the second page of the document? Can you see your signature on there?
Okay.
Is that your signature?
It's an e-signature.
Is it an e-signature that you put on the document?
Probably. This was before I moved to Arizona.
Okay. A move to admit Exhibit 1, Your Honor.
no objection.
All right, Exhibit 1 will be admitted.
Okay. And what is the address you listed on this letter to the Oregon court on March 31st, 2020?
It's my dad's address.
Okay. In addition to this letter, you also signed an affidavit in support of your registration of the Oregon order. You recall that?
Okay. A bunch of things, so
Okay. Is that a yes, a no?
I believe so.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. Showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 2. See that?
Yep.
All right. This is an affidavit that was filed on March 31st in the state of Oregon. You see your electronic signature on there?
Correct.
Pardon me?
Yes, I see that.
Is this a document you filed in the state of Oregon on March 31st?
Probably was. I don't know if it was that time or not, but I think that was when the court accepted it or file stamped it.
Okay, do you see your signature down below is notarized? Do you see the date that your signature was notarized?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Move to admit Exhibit 2, Your Honor.
2's been admitted.
And what is the exhibit, or on that exhibit, the affidavit, what is your address that you listed with the Oregon court?
That was my present address, and then I ended up moving to Arizona shortly after that.
What is that address?
That's my dad's address.
That's the Sandy Lane address, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, on April 24th, you filed a notice of address change in this case. Do you recall that?
Okay.
Okay, do you recall that?
Yeah, I did file an address change. I think in both courts, if I remember correctly.
Okay, and that address change was the first time you provided to Nevada court any notice that you were allegedly living in Arizona. Is that correct?
I gave him I was changing addresses to Arizona, yes, and I'd moved out there, established my domicile there.
Okay, that's not the question. The change of address you filed on April 24th, 2023 is the first time you gave any notice to the Nevada court that you were allegedly living in Arizona, correct?
Probably around that time. I don't know the exact time.
Did you file anything with the court before you filed the change of address saying you were living in Arizona?
I don't recall.
All right. Okay, you answered discovery requests from my office in this case, right?
Okay.
Okay. I'm giving you yes or no questions. You keep saying okay. It's okay in your mind that yes?
Say what? I don't understand what you're asking.
Your Honor, can you direct them to answer yes or no if it's a
Yeah.
yes or no question? If you don't know what okay means.
Yeah, it's just a yes or a no, sir. It's a yes or no. Do you recall signing discovery
Okay, so
responses that were
I'm
sent?
having difficulty hearing you.
That's all right. All right, Mr. Fleeman, go ahead. You can repeat the question if you'd like.
Okay, you answered discovery requests from my office in this case. Is that correct?
I'm not sure what discovery question.
Counsel, you might want to explain
Yes.
it's written questions that were sent and I don't know if he understands that word discovery. I'm just going to object to the form.
Okay, do you know what discovery is in a case?
I have an understanding of it, yes.
Okay, so my office sent questions that you had to go through your attorney to answer in writing. Do you recall that?
I recall answering questions that my attorney asked me, yes.
Okay, so on May 5th, 2023, my office sent you what's called interrogatories with questions. Among them, we asked you when you moved to Arizona. Do you recall answering that question in writing?
I believe so.
And isn't it true that your answer was on or around April 1st,
April 1st, yes.
2023, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that was the next day after you filed your affidavit in Oregon stating you lived at Sandy Lane, correct?
That is the day after March 31st, yes.
Okay. So, and then in support of your claim that you moved to Arizona on April or about April 1st, you produced 2 documents in this case. Is that correct?
Change of address and my mom's rental agreement. So that's when I had the rental agreement and I started moving everything over.
Okay. There's no question.
So yes.
Okay. One of those documents is an Arizona driver's license, correct?
Okay.
And
Yes.
the other is the rental agreement that we talked about a little earlier that's been admitted, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if you could, I'm going to show you the rental agreement. It's my Exhibit 3, but it's been admitted as, I think, Exhibit A. I don't want to confuse the court, but I don't have Exhibit A on my computer.
That's all right.
Can you
agreement.
please? Yes. All right. Okay, do you see Exhibit 3 on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, and is this the rental agreement? It's produced by your office, or Ms. Fuji's office. At the bottom, you can see art at ESP 0014. You see that?
Looks like it. Yep.
Okay. What does the agreement say with regard to when your tenancy begins, when you're supposed to start living in Arizona?
April 1st,
Okay.
2023.
All right. And that is the same date that's on this agreement that you signed, right? It says April 1st at the end of the agreement.
I believe so.
And I'm turning to RESP 0021. Do you see your electronic signature?
Yep.
Okay. And the landlord on the agreement is LaWanda Bonaventura, yes?
Correct.
And earlier you stated that is your mother, correct?
Yes.
Is your mom's physical signature on this agreement?
E-signature.
Okay. And then the agreement requires that you pay $200 a month for rent. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if you look at page RESP 16, in the about 3/4 of the way down, there are a bunch of X's. There's boxes that are marked. You see that?
Yes.
And it says tenant will be responsible and pay for the following utilities, including all required deposits. You see that?
Correct.
And then it says gas, water, electric, refuse collection, telephone, cable, TV, and internet. See that?
The only thing I have there is electric. Yes.
Okay.
There's no gas or water. The water is, yeah, all the rest of them are not bills there.
Okay. So those boxes show that if you have those utilities, you're responsible for them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, my office requested, again through discovery, a copy of all utility bills you had received for the Arizona property, correct?
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you get it or not. But,
Okay. And you have never provided any utility bills for the Arizona property in this case, isn't that correct?
no, I gave it to my attorney. I gave the last electric bill to Valerie
Your last electric bill from when?
for the Arizona house.
No, what month?
I think it was for February of January, February of 2024.
Okay, well, we asked for the utility bills last year, if you recall. So you've not provided anything, and you're saying you gave your attorney one from January or February of this year?
Yeah, I gave her the latest bill. Correct.
Well, why haven't you given the other ones when we requested them?
I was never asked to provide those. And my mom was mostly paying those, and I'd pay her back for it.
Okay. I'm going to go now to Exhibit 8. You see the exhibit on your screen?
Okay.
Okay. So this shows this was electronically served June of last year by your attorney on my office. You see that?
Okay.
Okay. And if you scroll to page, and you see down here, it's signed by your attorney on the 5th of June, 2023.
Okay.
Page 4. Okay. So you see request 4 on page 3.
Okay.
Okay, so that asks for unredacted copies of your utility bills, correct?
I was never requested those. I just gave the latest ones to my attorney recently. That's all.
So you're saying you've never seen this request?
I've probably seen it, but I haven't read through that utility bills or was asked to provide that I can recall.
Okay, so your response, and this is your attorney's response on your behalf, you see that, right? Was none as of this date. So you had no utility bills as of June 5th, 2023, is that correct?
None of it. Yeah, I don't think my name was on the power bill at that
Okay.
time.
And then you have discoveries continuing, however, and this answer may be supplemented as additional information becomes available. You see that?
Okay, I see that.
But you've never provided a utility bill until your testimony today is to your counsel for January or February of this year? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. And that evidence is not here. You saw what you presented for your evidence today. There's no evidence presented of a utility bill for you in Arizona. Is that right?
I thought Valerie included it in some whatever statements to the court or amendments to the court that she submitted, but I guess it didn't come through.
Okay. Now, if you go down to number 7, we also asked, this is on page 4, please provide true and correct unredacted copies of any and all documents other than those requested above that demonstrate that you are an Arizona resident. You see that?
Yes.
And your response was, everything that is available to me at this time has been provided. Discovery is continuing, however, an answer may be supplemented as additional information becomes available. You see that?
Okay.
And this is June of 2023, right?
Okay.
But nothing has been provided from you except for the rental agreement and your driver's license in this case, right?
It's not correct. I've given insurance. I've given different various bills. I've given all this to my attorney. Yeah. What else do you?
Okay,
So,
if I represented to you, I've never received any of that.
and then Valerie must not have submitted it.
Okay, and that's not here today.
Voter
is evidence.
registration. I mean, what else do you want from
Hold
me?
on. We're not going to get into a bickering fight about this. He's just identifying what he's been seeing and what he hasn't. So, sir, your attorney will get a chance to ask you some questions in response. Go ahead, Mr. Fleeman.
Okay.
Okay, and you've not provided any documentation in this case that shows that you've ever paid rent at that place in Arizona either, have you?
I don't recall. I haven't.
And you stated today that it's about 70 miles to the place in Arizona, correct?
Something like that. I don't remember I don't know the exact distance.
In your deposition, did you state it? I'm sorry, did someone say something? Okay. In your deposition, you mentioned it was over an hour and a half away. Does that sound right?
It's under an hour and a half.
Okay, if I looked at your deposition and I asked you how long it was, you said over an hour and a half. Do you believe that that's what you testified to at your deposition or not?
It depends on traffic. Usually I get here in an hour or less. I mean, hour and a half around that time. There's been a lot of construction in Vegas, so I don't know the exact time.
Okay. You completed an application for appointed counsel in this case as well. Is that correct?
I had Emily Stevens. Yes, I've had somebody help me file that. Correct.
Okay. I believe it's been admitted, it's Exhibit 5. Okay, I'm sharing the screen with you. Do you see Exhibit 5?
Yep.
And you see this document that was filed on April 10th, 2023. It says it's an application for court-appointed counsel. Do you see that?
Okay.
Okay.
April 10th?
Yes, April 10th.
Okay.
And on the second page of this document, CR 49, is that your electronic signature?
Looks like it.
Okay. So on the first page of this document, CR 00048, you listed you've lived in Clark County for 25 plus years. Do you see that?
I don't see that.
It's halfway down right above
Oh,
section.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was born out here, raised in Missouri. Came back.
Okay. And you checked a box saying you were on Medicaid at the time. Do you see that?
Yeah, I believe they put me on that when I got out.
And that's Nevada Medicaid, right?
Correct.
And you also listed on page 2 that you were paying $650 per month in rent. Is that correct?
Something like that.
And that's not the $200 from the April 1st agreement that we just looked at, right?
I think I had just stopped paying that after around that time I moved to Arizona. I was in the process of still moving everything over. That was what I was paying before.
Sure. And then on CR 0048, going back, it says other household members living with you and your relationship, you listed father, correct?
At my father's house, yes, I lived with him.
Okay. And your father's address, as you testified to, is the Sandy Lane address, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so 9 days after you say you moved to Arizona, or at least 9 days after the rental agreement was signed, you filled out an application saying you were a Nevada resident living with your father and paying $650 a month in rent. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I signed the rental agreement with my mom, and I was in the process of moving everything over to Arizona and fixing it up. So I'd come back and forth to his house and back and forth to Arizona. So maybe I put that stuff at his house as well.
Okay, we're going to go to Exhibit 6. All right, do you see Exhibit 6?
Correct.
Okay, these are your bank statements that were disclosed by us by subpoena. Have you seen these statements?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen that you provided those. And that's kind of an invasion of privacy, which I object to.
Okay, these were produced last year, many months ago, and you haven't seen them?
I can check my bank statements if I want.
Okay. So if you look at these bank statements, they go from March 30th of 2023 all the way down to July 27th of 2023.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you've gone through them or not. I don't know how you haven't seen them. They were produced a long time ago and they're your bank statements, but are there any charges in Arizona on any of these bank statements?
There should be. But I mostly do everything in cash, so
I'm sorry, what?
I mostly pay everything in cash. And I have,
Where does
I
the
have
cash come from?
Huh?
Where does cash come from?
From working or
Okay. So if you look at page CR 281, you can see that there were charges at Costco in Las Vegas, Smith's in Las Vegas. Do you see those?
yeah, I was probably buying stuff for the Arizona house. But okay.
I'm sorry?
It's probably buying things for the Arizona house. They don't have a Walmart or anything out here. Vegas is the closer stores. We only have like a Starbucks and a couple of terribles, gas stations and stuff.
Okay. And if you go through this, I'd represent to you and the board, there's no charges in Arizona in this entire all these bank statements. Why is that?
I don't know. I have multiple bank accounts as well, but that bank account in particular, I don't see. There should be charges from Arizona, but I mostly use cash, so probably not.
You're testifying you have multiple bank accounts today? You're saying you have multiple bank accounts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. At your deposition, you testified you had the Bank of America account. You recall that?
That's one of my main accounts. Yeah.
Okay, and you testified about what other accounts at your deposition that you had?
I don't recall.
And this is the account that your check is deposited into, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. And you haven't provided any of these bank statements through discovery. These were all subpoenaed by my office, right?
Okay.
I just object. I don't know if that may cast for a legal conclusion. I don't know if he knows if there's been a subpoena issued.
No, I've never seen any subpoena for the bank records that were you guys pulled, so I haven't got to review those. But there should be Arizona ones in there sometimes. I buy lottery tickets. I buy groceries out here, but mostly in cash.
Okay. Well, I mean, the court knows
I save 35 cents or whatever to have to do the transaction fees.
right. This has been admitted, so the court can look through it and see that there are no Arizona charges, as can you if you get a copy of it.
Yeah.
6 has been admitted, correct, Your Honor?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go to Exhibit 7. You see Exhibit 7 on the screen?
Okay.
Hang on, that's one I object to,
Okay.
that's all. So I would object you have to lay foundation before you show it to him.
We're stalking.
I don't think that would be appropriate.
The foundation would require him to look at what's on it, Your Honor.
Well, why don't you ask him about it? Because I think you showed it to him in his deposition.
Right.
And he testified as to it, so.
Right. So, Exhibit 7, do you have a Facebook account, Mr. McDonald?
Yes,
Do you have an Instagram account?
I believe so. Yes, I do. Got
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook. And I don't have my ex or anybody on there, so you guys, and I have it private, so I don't know why you guys are see all that.
Okay. And at your deposition, when we showed you the pictures from your Instagram account, you complained that we had got pictures from your Instagram account. Is that correct?
Okay.
Is that correct?
That you have access to my Instagram? You must have a friend or a mutual friend or somebody. Yes.
Okay, listen to the question. In your deposition, you complained that we had Instagram pictures from your Instagram account, correct?
Okay. Yes. Probably.
I'm gonna object to you showing this exhibit. It's foundation.
Your Honor,
It's hearsay.
I have to show him the exhibit. He's already
That's
seen it
okay,
as counsel's
Ms.
admitted.
Fuji, he's gonna have to show the witness the exhibits to lay the foundation, to see if he identifies them.
Okay. Do you see this first page, CR 00134?
Yes. I go to conventions in Vegas.
Do you recognize? I'm sorry. Do you recognize this picture?
Yes, by one I took.
Okay, so this is a picture you took and posted on your Instagram.
Looks like it.
Okay. What about this screenshot? Is that your post that's talking about the Nevada Business Forum Network event in April of 2023?
Yeah, during the NAB show. Yep.
Okay. And on the next page, 136, is this a post from you in May of 2023 at a restaurant in Las Vegas?
Yes.
And again, May of 2023, is this a picture of you in Clark County, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas?
Looks like it, yes.
And is this something you posted on Instagram?
Yes, it probably is, yep.
And then again, June 10th, this is the NAFFAA in Clark County, Nevada. Is this a picture you posted on Instagram?
Yes, I go to events in Vegas all the time.
All right, and then this is the Stanley Cup playoffs, June 13th. You were also here in Las Vegas for that?
Yes.
Okay. I'd move to admit Exhibit 7, Your Honor.
Any
No objection.
I'm sorry?
No objection.
Exhibit 7 will be admitted?
Okay, your deposition was held on July 27th, 2023. You were in Las Vegas on the date of the deposition, correct?
I don't recall.
You don't know where you were when you got your deposition taken?
I don't remember that day. I don't remember where I was that day. But if I said I was, then yes.
All right.
I'm in Arizona now, but I don't. So I go back and forth to Las Vegas a lot. I go to a lot of conventions and events. I have a lot of friends and family in Las Vegas.
Okay, isn't it true at the time of your deposition, you stated you were in Las Vegas because your internet connection was bad in Arizona?
Yeah, sometimes my internet's pretty bad out here.
Okay. Now, in your deposition, I also asked you if you had applied for any jobs in Arizona. Do you recall that?
Yes, I think I did.
And you stated just mostly remote jobs, right?
Okay.
All right. Why would you be seeking remote jobs in Arizona if your internet was bad in Arizona?
So, yeah, I work remotely, so yeah, I need to have better internet. So, but if there's any clouds in the sky, it affects my satellite internet that I have. So, it depends on the clouds and the weather. There's not any fiber ran to the location out there.
Isn't it true that you have received a speeding ticket in Nevada in June of 2023?
I don't recall any speeding ticket ever being. I was ever given a speeding ticket recently.
So the court register of actions on the internet would not show a speeding ticket for you?
It's probably somebody else. I don't recall ever getting a speeding ticket in Las Vegas. There's a lot of Mike McDonald's in Las Vegas.
What's your middle name, sir? Lee? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. So if there's a register of action that says Michael Lee McDonald, that could be someone else as well?
It could be, yes. Does it have my date of birth? Because I don't recall ever getting a speeding ticket in Las Vegas. Do you have a signed ticket from me? Because I don't recall ever. I've been pulled over a few times in Las Vegas, but there was never a speeding ticket that I can recall.
Court's in vote. I apologize, Your Honor. I've lost the link that I was pulling all the documents from, so I'm trying to find that.
No worries, counsel.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm now sharing what's been marked as Exhibit 10. Again,
I'd ask for him to just refer to it first before
okay,
and my objection, Your Honor, to this exhibit is gonna be remoteness. These are exhibits from August or July of 2023. So they're 6, 7 months old.
and Your Honor, in terms of, they haven't been offered yet, but in terms of that objection, the time frame in question is all time from the time he says he moved in April 1st, 2023 to now. And I'm going to go through the entire timeline if I can get it done in an hour. Questioning. This is part of that. This is August of last year. This is correct. But, okay, Mr. McDonald, do you or have you in the last year appeared on various internet programs?
Possibly, yes.
Have you appeared on Veterans and Politics internet program?
I believe it was the co-host or something. Yes, I've been on there.
Okay, and you've been on there multiple times in the last year, is that correct? And those internet shows take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, correct?
Yes.
You've been physically present in Nevada in August of last year for those programs?
I don't remember the exact dates, but yes, I was on a few
Okay,
shows.
when's the last time you were in Las Vegas for those shows?
That's the last time I was what?
In Las Vegas for those shows?
This is Judge Chapman, and I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to point out that I'm hearing an echo. I assume the parties are hearing an echo as well. There was one person who joined the line by phone. If we are connected by speakerphone, for whatever reason, that causes an echoing effect. So if anyone is on the line listening by
Who has joined by
phone, if you could disconnect.
Who has joined?
Can
by
we
phone?
identify who that person is? Because I don't know.
Yeah, this is a seal.
This is Mark Pruch. I've joined via audio, phone only.
It's the private investigator, but Mr. Prush, we went through the private investigation report, so we no longer need you to testify today.
Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
I believe with him disconnecting, that should help with the echoing. Thank you. My apologies.
No, thank you, Judge. All right. Mr. Fleeman?
All right, so Mr. McDonald, when is the last time you appeared here in Las Vegas for the Veterans International show?
I don't recall. It was probably August or September. I don't remember.
Okay, of last year?
I believe so.
Okay. So are you currently working?
Yes.
Okay, and you stated earlier you do spend overnights in Nevada sometimes?
I do what?
Yeah, there's still an echo, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but do you spend overnights in Nevada at times?
I do come back and forth from Vegas, Arizona to Las Vegas a lot, yes.
Okay. And are you in Nevada on a regular basis during the day?
Yes, I go back and forth a lot.
And your work, as you stated earlier, is in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Yes, I work in Las Vegas, Nevada sometimes.
Okay. What is the name of your employer?
Which one?
How many employers do you have?
What, LB.net? Is that what you're referring to?
Are you employed by more than one business at this time?
No.
Okay, so your current employer, LasVegas.net or LB.net,
Okay, yes.
how many hours a week do you work?
Depends. 40 plus.
And when did you obtain that job?
I think it was August. I don't recall.
Okay, and how much do you make at that employer?
It varies. Like, how much do I make there per hour or per year? I don't know.
Okay. Did you complete paperwork when you obtained your job at LB.net?
Yes.
On that paperwork, did it say that you were going to make $40,000 a year?
It was a salary, yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Did you disclose the job in Las Vegas at any time in the last 6 months that you've been working there?
Nobody, I don't remember having to disclose any jobs. I can recall.
Okay. Have you paid any child support since you obtained your job in the last 6 months?
Not since they terminated you guys
I
filed
would
to terminate
object.
my rights.
I understand we're allowing him to go beyond the scope, but I'm going to object for relevancy for the purposes of this UCCJEA.
And Your Honor, it's relevant because it goes to his credibility, and the reason why he didn't disclose his job would have shown that he was in Las Vegas, and that's been hidden for the
All right,
last.
the objection's overruled.
Well,
The objection's overruled.
So have you paid any child support to Candace since you obtained your job in the last 6 months?
They were taking it automatically a lexicon, and then when I got let go because of her actions, or sending anonymous emails and
Objection,
whatever.
non-responsive, move to strike.
I don't believe they started taking out automatically there.
Did you fill out paperwork to have child support taken out?
No, I didn't. They usually just take it out automatically. But since the termination, there hasn't been.
Your position, since there's been a termination case filed, that they don't care about child support anymore? I'm not sure what you're saying.
So I don't know. They haven't been taking it out automatically like they used to.
Okay. All right, did you fill out paperwork? You said you did when you applied in August 20th, 23?
Correct.
Okay. And where did you list your address as on that paperwork in August 2023?
I think I used my mailing address from my dad's house for that location. Then I changed it, gave him my Arizona address and license. So it should have been changed in the system. But there's been some changes in the back-end system. They've been changing it, portal over to a different system. So I don't know if those changes got changed over or not.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 14. You see it?
Yep.
And you see the first page is a certificate of custodian of records signed by the controller at lv.net. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And then the following page is an acknowledgement of receipt of employee handbook and safety manual. Do you see that page?
Yep.
That's CR 0353 for the record. Is that your signature?
It's an e-signature.
Is it your e-signature?
I think it's just system generated.
Did you generate it?
No, the system does automatically, I believe.
Did you choose to place it on the document?
I type my name in there. Then
Okay. So
I
you
think
filled
it-
this document out, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if we scroll through here, this is all documents, again, produced by the custodian of records at your employer. I would move to admit Exhibit 14, Your Honor.
Ms. Fuji, any objection? Ms. Fuji, any objection to 14?
We can't hear
She
you.
may be on mute.
Oh, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. No objection.
All right, Exhibit 14 will be admitted.
Okay. If you go to CR 0354, which I have, you list a phone number on there. Is that a Nevada phone number?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And on that same page, you list the Sandy Valley residence in Las Vegas. Is that correct?
That was my mailing address at the time. Yep.
Okay, so this is August 24th, 2023, which is over 4 months after you say you moved to Arizona, and you listed the Sandy Lane as your address on this paperwork, correct?
Okay.
All right, and that's the same address you've listed on your Oregon paperwork when you filed it in March 2023, correct?
That's my mailing address, yes.
And it's the same address you listed on your application for appointed counsel on April 10th, 2023, correct?
Correct.
And Sandy Lane, Las Vegas is also the address listed on all your paychecks from your employer, is that correct?
I believe so.
And it's also the address listed on your W-4 paperwork with the IRS, correct?
That I'm not sure. I asked them to switch all that over, so I don't know if they have done it or not.
Okay, these documents were just obtained this week. Do you have any reason to believe these aren't the up-to-date documents with your employer?
Said there's been some issues in the system, so I don't know if they've upgraded it or not.
Okay, here's your W-4. Do you see that? It's CR0394.
Yep.
And if you look on here, you see that Sandy Lane is also listed as your address, correct?
It's listed as the mailing address. I believe. I don't know.
It just says address on this paperwork, right?
Okay.
Now, you also provided this employer with a copy of a Nevada driver's license, is that correct?
I believe so. I had my Vegas license, and I gave them my Arizona one.
Why would you give them your Nevada license if it was August of 2023 and you were living in Arizona?
I think I'm not sure if I had lost. I did lose my Arizona license for a while, and I found it again. But maybe that was that time. I don't recall.
Okay, so this is civil and criminal background check that you filled out. If you look at the second page, you listed your Nevada driver's license number and an expiration date of 2030, correct?
Okay.
So you currently have an active Nevada driver's license?
I don't know if it's active anymore.
Okay. You listed emergency contacts in this paperwork as well, right?
Okay.
And you listed your mother and your brother. Does that sound correct?
Sounds about right.
Okay, so on CR 362, you listed your mom, Luana Bonaventura. You see that?
Yep.
And you listed 204 Catalini Drive. Is that right?
Yes.
Where she lives?
She was staying there before. She might have been staying there at that time.
All right, and you listed your brother, same address, 204 Catalini Drive, right?
That's his address. Yep.
And that is the address of the pictures in the private investigative report where your car was pictured and you were pictured, correct?
Yeah, I'm really close to my brother, and I see him all the time.
Isn't it true you also lived in that home prior to going to prison?
I did stay there for a while after I lost my house. It was a divorce.
Now, your counsel also produced Exhibit B, which is the conviction record in the state of Nevada. Do you recall that exhibit being provided?
Okay.
And that exhibit shows that you were convicted of multiple felonies. You've seen that, correct?
Wrongfully convicted, yes.
Okay.
It's under appeal right now.
Okay, and those felonies included forgery, offering a false instrument for filing of record, and perjury. Is that correct?
I filed a document 3 times in family court to recuse the judge and see my kids. And the judge herself filed the charges in family court. And they double jeoparded me and allowed the DA to come in and charge me with felonies that no one's ever been charged with before.
Okay, so you were convicted of forgery, offering a false instrument, and perjury, correct?
Those are the charges that I was charged with.
And you were convicted of, right?
I had 2 jury trials that really bars, yes.
Okay. You said they were a farce?
Yeah, there was a mistrial. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened. It should never have happened.
Okay. And those
My
convictions,
only objection, I apologize for the
All right, well,
language.
Mr. Fleeman, the exhibit's been admitted. The court's,
It's a judgment of conviction.
it's, you're,
It's one judgment of
you're at
conviction,
the
not
end of
20.
your hour, but I won't hamstring you too much here. I'll give you a little bit of leeway, but
I
you
understand.
might want to move on. I mean, I understand the point. I understand the point.
Okay. Then I don't act, those are actually my last line of questions were just those couple.
All right.
Essentially, it was going to be, the conviction was related to a
I-
document that was provided in a custody case, correct?
Correct.
I have nothing further.
All right, Ms. Fuji, any redirect?
Just briefly, I wanted to show to the court an exhibit that I sent to Mr. Fleeman. Hopefully he can show it and has no objection. This is the car insurance that my client provided to me for the vehicle. I think it'd just be easier if you would be so kind to show it. Otherwise, we'd have to switch us as the presenter. It's the only thing I'd be adding.
Would you be
Oh,
satisfied?
can you also bring up?
Ms. Fuji, would you be satisfied with just making a representation as to what it is? It's just a proof of registry, or proof of insurance, is that what it is?
That's correct. Michael, you indicated that you had sent me some additional materials to prove residency in Arizona.
Yes.
Did that include your car registration?
Yes.
Can you look, I sent it to you via text. Does that accurately reflect the car insurance that you sent me? It's in a text.
I believe so. Yes.
Look at it.
Um,
It's on your phone.
yeah, Liberty Mutual. Yep, that's my
Okay.
insurance.
What, is that Liberty Mutual?
Yes.
And can you say what address this bill was sent to?
It's 8272 Chino Drive,
And where is that located?
Arizona.
That's your White Hills, Arizona address?
Yes, that's my correct Arizona.
If you scroll down to the bottom, it says the policy number, and it says the period of coverage. Do you see that at the bottom, right?
Yes.
And what is this insurance, car insurance policy cover you from? What period to what period?
Yes, that's my current address. Six
Bottom
six
right.
6/15 of 2023 till 6/15 of 2024. That was the last time I renewed it.
Okay. So your car is currently registered in the state of Arizona, and it's insured to that address in Arizona.
Correct.
All right. Council provided your work, a subpoena of your work records. In it, he said you gave a Nevada driver's license, but you also gave your Arizona driver's license.
I did give them my Arizona address, license.
You,
I told
you
them
have
that-
both?
I have my Arizona, it's the active one, that I can recall. But
Okay,
there's
listen.
a rule about.
Listen, this is important because the court wants to understand, and so do I. Which driver's license are you using?
My Arizona driver's license.
Okay. You kept saying my mailing address. Is your mailing address different than where you live?
No, well, sometimes yes. I do have mail sent to Vegas on occasion, as the Arizona mailbox is not locked. It's shared mailboxes. There's a whole bunch of them on a rural street. So sometimes I send them documents to Las Vegas as a precaution.
So important tax documents, where would you have those records sent? To what address?
Important documents usually to my dad's house, as it's locked.
To who? I'm getting feedback. I apologize. Is anybody else getting feedback?
Yeah, but
A little bit.
just do the best you can, Ms. Fuji.
Okay. I'm sorry. You said what important tax documents you would send to what address?
To the Sandy Lane address.
Okay. And Sandy Lane, you were honorably discharged from probation on February 3rd, 2023. Is that correct?
That's about right.
And when you get paroled, you have to have a house where you're going to be living.
Yes.
And what was that address?
2783 Sandy Lane.
Okay, the Sandy Lane address. But then you filed, or we filed on your behalf, he kept saying you, but we filed on your behalf, a change of address, April 24th, 2023.
Okay.
Do you recall that? Okay. But you
Yes.
said in your responses to questions that you moved August 1st.
I moved, I first signed the agreement in April and I started the move to Arizona. So the house needed some repairs. I had to do a lot of back and forth. So that's why I waited to register my car and everything and move completely to Arizona. So
All
that
right.
was
All the social media of you coming to Las Vegas, do they have many restaurant openings in White Hills, Arizona?
there was a Starbucks opening or a Carl's Jr. recently. But,
Does the NSB or Alumni NFL Association ever meet in White Hills, Arizona?
No, they Arizona. I mean, Las Vegas, sorry.
All right, so why did you move? I think that's what we all want to know. Why did you move from Las Vegas to Arizona?
So I moved to Arizona to save on rent. Rent's expensive out in Las Vegas. There's a house that's empty out here that in Arizona, so I moved out there to take care of it. And I got really cheap rent from my mom to fix it up and to move everything there. It's less, like around an hour out of Las Vegas. So, and there's also a rule for Arizona, you have to live out here for at least 183 days or something like that. So I come back and forth a lot, and it's nice and cozy out here, nice and quiet.
Did you move for the purpose of trying to avoid a lawsuit or to defend this lawsuit in Nevada?
No, I moved because Las Vegas has been very unkind to me through the legal system. But I also moved because it's nice and quiet out there. I don't have to pay very low rent, and it's a lot better living environment than Las Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas has grown so much, so.
Does your girlfriend spend the night with you at the house in White Hills?
Yes.
Okay. The time periods that they had the PI report, that's a private investigator report, it include like January 19th to the 22nd, and I think January 26th. Those are weekends. Some of those, majority of that time period were the weekends. Do you work on the weekends?
No, I don't work on the weekends, but I have working nights at my brother's house, and sometimes I stay overnight at his house. And plus, I've been having a lot of car issues, so I've been coming back and forth to get my car fixed and leaving in Vegas and taking other people's cars. So those pictures of my car in front of my brother's house, I was probably in Arizona a few times, or multiple times when my car is left in my brother's house.
But you only have one vehicle, and that vehicle's registered to Arizona.
Correct.
Okay. How long has your mom had that property in White Hills?
He's had it for years, like over 10 years probably.
Do you have any plans to relocate any place else in the future?
I might be getting a trailer soon, and if I get custody of or visitation of the children, I may move to Oregon so I can be closer to them and be in their lives.
Okay.
Or have them come to Arizona, I'm not sure.
Is there any other things you wish to share with the court that could help?
Ms. Fuji, I'm sorry, what
strike
was the
that
last
question.
thing that he said? He may move to Oregon if he's able to get visitation, and then he said something about Arizona. He may move
If you
to-
get that trailer, would you relocate out of White Hills, Arizona to any other state?
I'd probably stay in Arizona, but like I said, if I get some kind of visitation or joint custody, I would move to Oregon to be close to the children.
So you have
I
no
have friends in
plans
Oregon as well.
okay, so you have no plans of moving out of the White Hills, Arizona?
I plan on
Can you
keeping
tell
the
me-
house there, and I'm building a shipping container house out there as well as a guest house if the kids ever come out. I have 3 bedrooms there. It's nice. Kids can each have their own room. But yeah, if I was given joint custody, if the kids are going to stay in Oregon, I'd probably move up there to be close to them.
Okay. I have no other questions, that's all.
And also the 183-day rule too. I could
The
come.
what? I'm sorry?
Arizona has a rule where you live here for at least.
Okay, so I was just discussing with the attorneys, we can go low tech, which tends to sometimes be a little more consistent. Would you prefer we finish this out on the WebEx, or would you prefer we go low tech?
I think we're almost finished, I would assume. I would like to get
That's correct.
I would like to get an answer to that last question, and then I assume that's pretty much the end of evidence,
Okay.
right? And then we just need maybe some whatever summation the attorneys want to do. I'm happy to hear that.
I agree. And Judge, I don't know, Judge
I
Gordon, when
cut
you
off
left
just
us.
as you were. I cut off just as you were asking about this 120 day, so I didn't get that answer. I don't know what that is. So
All right.
that was-
Michael, are you back on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, can you turn on your video or no?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That last question was, I believe it was, is it your intention to remain living in the state of Arizona for the foreseeable future?
Yes, I will stay in Arizona. If I get joint custody of the kids, I would consider moving to Oregon. There's a 183-day rule in Arizona where you have to live out here for at least 183 days, which I come back and forth and I live over that. So.
Okay, so Your Honor, I have no other questions. I move to admit my proposed Exhibit C, which will be the Liberty Mutual policy for Mr. McDonald addressed to the White Hills address. I provided a copy of it to everyone, and he testified as to it.
Any objection, Mr. Fleeman?
The only objection is that I just saw it today, it's late.
It's late, so you're objecting on that basis?
Yeah, that I just saw it during the proceeding.
Yeah, I didn't receive it either, but so the objection will be sustained. The objection will be sustained.
Your Honor, the only thing I'd ask is, so you know, his entire Exhibit 15 was not even a part of the UCC brief. But there was a custodian records affidavit. I received that, I think, today or yesterday.
Yeah, I understand. The objection will be sustained. Listen, it is what it is. All right, anything else, Ms. Fuji?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fleeman, anything on your end? Anything further?
Just a brief closing argument, Your Honor.
Brief closing.
Me as
All right,
well.
Ms.
Did you want? I don't know if you wanted me to go first or.
Yes, of course. Ms. Fuji, I'll give you the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. What we have in front of us is not the same thing that Oregon has. What we have in front of us is a termination of parental rights proceeding. Much higher, stricter standard, under clear and convincing evidence. I am court-appointed counsel for those type cases. I come in and defend people that are in custody where CPS has removed. They have significant backgrounds, criminal, violent, domestic violence, substance abuse issues, mental health, and usually a case plan which they can comply with. It's a unique circumstance when somebody files a private termination, and 9 times out of 10 he'll get court-appointed counsel no matter how much money he has, because these are so serious. And the court makes a determination whether to sever that parent-client relationship. This is going to be a hard one. In this case in Nevada, not only was I approved as counsel, I got approval for a private expert that has performed a psychological assessment that is pending before our court. That is paid for by the county, because what happened in our custody case while he was incarcerated was the judge ordered no contact. End of story. No contact. So essentially his rights were terminated when the custody court ordered no contact. And that's why I was able to come in, get expert fees appointed, and defend this. My expectation, regardless if there were periods of time where he travels back and forth in Las Vegas, or if he works remotely, is there's an address that is owned by his mother that is not disputed in Arizona, that he testified to, that he moved to shortly after his release from custody and his honorable discharge in April of 2023. There he has provided proof of a lease agreement, his car insurance bill, and his car. What the court is also aware of, in the discovery that has been conducted in a TPR case, he has responded to 3 sets of discovery. Seem excessive? It does to me. When we're trying to prove parenting, right, and where the kids live, it's undisputed. 95% of this case is in Oregon. So why? Why are they fighting so hard to keep it here in Nevada? That's when I go to the forum nonconvenience. Even if this court were to determine he lives 50% of the time in Nevada, 50% of the time in Arizona, we cannot dispute the fact that these children live and have lived in Oregon for 3 years. I'm looking at the forum nonconvenience, and that's why I didn't spend a lot of time on the residency, because notwithstanding, it is an inconvenient forum for its indulgence. NRS 125 8.365 allows the court to modify and decline custody if it's found to be a non-convenient forum. Under subsection A, all the convictions, and we say all the convictions, he has a interesting conviction. I've never seen anything like it. He got criminally charged for filing a false report in family court. Don't see it too often. I've never seen it before, but he did. He also ran for assembly in Nevada. He also picketed outside of family court. He also was involved with organizations like, I forget the one, with the Veterans of Politics that have had some significant, I think, decisions against, or they've taken personal attacks sometimes of the judiciary in our Clark County area. That may be why he doesn't want it, but I don't know why she wants it so bad. Probably because Nevada allowed her to relocate without an evidentiary hearing, and deny him any contact whatsoever, phone calls, and at all. And he was incarcerated at the time. That's probably why she wants him to stay. But any conviction he has by judgment of conviction are pleadings that are equally accessible to any state. Oregon can publish a judgment of conviction as well. B, the children have been out of state since December of 2020. The distance is the same, whether it's Las Vegas or White Hills. The finances of the parties. Dad tried to get out today. I don't know if it's pertinent for purposes of forum nonconvenient, but he had employment in Nevada. Somebody contacted, said he was a criminal. My client sent me proof of some email somebody sent to his employer, and he lost his job. So that's probably why it's very tentative answering questions, because as you can see, she has the means and the finances to hire top-notch Mr. Fleeman from Pecos Law Group, as well as private investigators to follow my client around. The evidence is, like I said, the evidence is public. That's subsection E. Anybody can take judicial note of it. Both courts can decide, and what's pending in front of Oregon is more important. That is the custody determination. That's going to be the nuts and bolts of what Ms. Ruiz or the petitioner wants in our TPR case. Our TPR case, and I tried to explain in deposition, is a yes or no. That's it. Yes or no. And then what happens is he files. He files for custody like he's been doing all along. So all the things that the petitioner wants to bring up about the history that may not be significant for purposes of the TPR case. Because we look at criminal conduct and whether that criminal conduct was conducted against the child. Majority of my current TPR clients are incarcerated. So this is unlike my typical ones. This is one I feel like it'd be a fairly easy threshold to get over. What's going to happen is this is going to be tried in Oregon on custody. And they can perhaps put the timelines and the restrictions on contact or supervised contact. So that is a far better form. The most important thing I want to point out is this. My next step would be a reunification therapist, but that's not my place. In Oregon, he'd have to hire his own attorney. You don't get private attorneys court appointed in custody cases in Nevada, only in termination of parental rights cases. So he would be forced to proceed on his own without represented counsel. I think that would be attractive in and of itself for them. But truly, any law enforcement would respond if they had any fears or concerns about dad coming in contact with the kids, would be law enforcement in Oregon. I think it's Salem, Oregon, where she resides. In that county, in Jamhill County, would be responding. It would be CPS or DFS requirements, if they wanted him to do something of a case plan. Any reunification therapy would happen with a therapist where the kids are located. The mom and I think stepdad, if she's remarried, live and work, and in Jamhill, the kids are tied to Oregon. Everything in their life is in Oregon, and dad would be forced to comply with that, and he would be traveling back and forth from Oregon, and any of those safeguards regarding reunification therapy, contact, law enforcement would be local to where the kids reside. And for that reason, I think it is an inconvenient form.
Thank you, Ms. Fuji. Ms. Fleeman, Mr. Fleeman?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you well.
All right. So this hearing was primarily about residency. Our forum non-convenience argument is set forth in our brief, so I'm not going to rehash all of that. I think that we would just submit on the briefs on that issue. I would, with regard to the closing argument that just happened, note that Ms. Fuji says she's court-appointed counsel. This should be noted by this court because Mr. McDonald got approval for court-appointed counsel based on the application he submitted, which the court can see today on April 10th, said he was living in Las Vegas, gave the Sandy Lane address, said he was paying $650 a month in rent, which was 9 days after he supposedly started a rental agreement in Arizona. It's also important because he did not disclose that he's making around $40,000 a year with his new job since August of 2023, according to his employment paperwork. So how he got a private expert that was retained after that fact, on the basis of being indigent is concerning. Ms. Fuji also said that there were 3 sets of discovery. That's not true. There were 2 sets of discovery issued in this case. Ms. Fuji says that it was excessive. We did a first request for logs. We did a first request for production of documents. And we've done second requests for both of those. In total, Judge, there's 12 interrogatories that have been found over 2 sets because they were very narrowly tailored. There were only 16 requests for documents over the same 2 requests. So that's very limited discovery. Sure, it came in 2 sets, but that's because after a deposition and after seeing some of the things we wanted to follow up, we've not received hardly anything from the other side to prove that he's an Arizona resident, which is what we were trying to uncover, was whether he was or whether he was here in Nevada. Ms. Fuji said that she got proof of an email that his employer received about how he got fired. And he alluded a couple times in this in testimony. He thinks my client got him fired from his previous job. We asked for that in discovery, and it was not disclosed. So I don't know how it's being discussed in a closing argument. There was no evidence presented on that today. So that's another concern that I have. Ms. Fuji represents the Oregon court cases more important. That's not true. The Nevada case is first in time, and the TPR case that we have could be dispositive of the actual custody case. If the court grants the TPR, then the custody case in Oregon goes away. The proper process under the UCCJA, because the Nevada case is first in time, is to stay the Oregon case pending the resolution of the TPR, and then the court can make a determination as to which state is more convenient. Of course, as the court has pointed out, if it makes a determination he's an Arizona resident and he filed in Oregon when nobody was a resident here in Nevada, then perhaps Nevada can't have jurisdiction. There was also mention that he would have to proceed in Oregon without counsel. The information we have, and I've received a previous filing from Oregon that shows that he hired Oregon counsel. So I don't know if that Oregon counsel is present today or not, but we've received documents that show that he had hired Oregon counsel in the past. As to the substance of today's hearing, Mr. McDonald, in this case, provided just 2 documents of evidence that he is an Arizona resident. First was the alleged rental agreement with his mother dated April 1st. The second was a document of a copy of his Arizona driver's license he obtained April 28th, 2023. Neither of those documents provides credible evidence of Mr. McDonald's continued or regular presence in the state of Nevada. They're documents that he could obtain without ever going to Arizona except once to the DMV. Moreover, the rental agreement is dubious. The document does not contain any physical signatures. It's just the e-signature. It's just a type. It's not even a DocuSign or an Adobe PDF. It's just typed in his mother's name. The document also says he's to pay $200 per month in rent and his own utilities. He's never provided any proof of any utility bills to my office, even though we've asked for them. He's never provided any rental payments or anything like that. The only bank records we got was because we had to subpoena them, and they show no rent, no bill payments, nothing. All of the transactions are in Nevada or they're online. There are no Arizona transactions on those bank records. In contrast, the evidence showing that Mr. McDonald's continued residence in Nevada at all times is overwhelming. Mr. McDonald's bank records again show charges in Nevada, not Arizona. On his filed request for the free Nevada attorney, which he signed after the rental agreement, more than a week, he listed the Sandy Lane address as his residence. That was not done for mailing purposes. That was done to obtain a free Nevada lawyer. During May through August 2023, Mr. McDonald repeatedly posted online pictures of himself in Las Vegas, Nevada. His deposition was in Nevada via video on July 27th, and he appeared via video from Nevada, even though he was not at his attorney's office that day. Mr. McDonald, although he never disclosed it, obtained a full-time job in Las Vegas in August of 2023. We didn't know about that job until the private investigation a couple of weeks ago. We just got the subpoenaed records. I had to do a 7-day notice before I could send the subpoena out. We produced it as soon as we got it. And he holds that job in Las Vegas to this day. And he's coming in today saying, well, I can work remotely and things like that. You know, if the court looks at those records, which have been admitted, he's been written up twice for tardiness at work. I would ask, the court to consider, how is he being written up for tardiness multiple times if he doesn't have to be anywhere? He can just be remote. Mr. McDonald's employment paperwork, which he signed at the end of August 2023, repeatedly again, as every other piece of paper does, lists Sandy Lane as his address. It's on his pay stubs, it's on his tax paperwork, but it's also on just the employment paperwork in general. So that has nothing to do with a mailing address. It's just what he listed as to where he lives. He also provided his employer with his Nevada driver's license, even though he had one from Arizona that he obtained months prior. If he were living in Arizona, he would have to commute at least 3 hours round trip by his own testimony in his deposition. He produced no gas receipts to show that he drives that much, nor any charges anywhere in the state of Arizona. He's never provided any documents showing any mail going to his Arizona address, and no utilities in his name. He would also have this court believe that through his testimony today that his attorney is at fault for documents that haven't been produced before today, and that he has never seen many of the documents that we've disclosed from my office in this case. As recently as the end of January 2024, Mr. McDonald, as the private investigation shows, was in Las Vegas on pretty much a daily basis, both early morning and at night. When he's not at work in Las Vegas, he's been found at his brother's home, where he admittedly lived just before he went to prison years ago. These were not only on weekends, as counsel suggested in her closing argument. There were 2 periods of observation, and 2 of the days during each of those observations, I believe, were weekdays. He also claims his car may have been at his brother's residence because it was having transmission issues. There's no evidence of that other than his testimony today. He further states his girlfriend can testify that he's in Arizona some of the time, but he didn't list her or he didn't bring her as a witness today, and he refused to even state what her name is on the record. And finally, when asked directly by his attorney if he moved to Arizona for court purposes, he stated a reason for the move was the legal system in Nevada has been very unkind to him. And that's what this is about. He says he lives in Arizona even though there's no real evidence, and there's lots of evidence he doesn't, because he doesn't want Nevada to perhaps retain jurisdiction in the custody matter if the TPR is denied. In sum, there's undeniable evidence that Mr. McDonald has remained a Nevada resident throughout the entirety of this case. And to the extent there's been any evidence that might boil down to credibility, in addition to what I believe were clear lies today on the record, Mr. McDonald's criminal convictions for perjury, presenting false instruments, and forgery in Nevada should be considered, Your Honor.
All right, thank you both. Judge Chapman, I intend to take the matter under advisement and to review the testimony today and to issue a written decision that addresses the issues before the court, and ultimately to make a determination whether Nevada is going to maintain or whether it's going to release jurisdiction to the state of Oregon. So I think where things stand is that, am I correct that your action, is it actually stayed awaiting that determination from Nevada? Do you know?
There is no stay currently in place. We do have but there are also no trial dates or anything else currently in place. We currently have a February 21st status conference. However, depending on how long you anticipate taking the case under advisement, I think it makes sense for us to delay that status conference, because I think ultimately where we go with our case is going to be dependent on whether or not we have jurisdiction.
Okay. I don't intend to take long to issue my decision. I anticipate it would be within a week. But even if it still gets pretty close to your February 21st date. So I anticipate I will have a written decision out before the 21st. But it may make sense for you just to push that a little bit so that you have a little bit of cushion with your notice and all that.
I think that makes sense. I'm going to ask court staff to push that off 2 weeks. That'll give us, I think, sufficient cushion, and that way you're not under the time clock unnecessarily either. And
this is somewhat related, but can I just have clarification as far as the what is pending in Oregon? Has there been, so that a Nevada judgment has been, or an order has been registered, correct? And is there like a motion pending, and has that been served? Has it been answered? In other words, have there been appearances by both parties? Maybe Mr.
So what we have the request, the original request to register was filed by Father March 31st. There was proof of service on Mother of that April 26th. Then May 8th, Father filed a motion to modify that, and that was denied June 14th of 2023 based on Father's failure to properly register that judgment. Then let's see, there was a motion to reconsider, motion to continue. Okay, so it looks like in October of 2023, Father filed an amended petition to register the judgment, as well as an amended motion to modify the judgment. Mother requested a hearing October 23rd. Father has a retained attorney, John Cochran. On November 27th, Judge Easterday from Jamhill County authorized alternative service on Mother. The judgment, or an order authorizing registration of the foreign judgment was filed on January 11th. So it looks like in terms of what's currently pending, we have a motion to modify the Nevada judgment.
And did you say on January 11th the order was registered? Is that what I heard?
That is correct.
I have a question. Our Nevada court ordered that mom's address is confidential. I just don't know, was she served on the current in Oregon? Because I don't know how Dad could effectuate service when our orders.
Judge authorized alternative service.
Yeah, it was probably through alternative service, Ms. Fuji. I don't know what mechanism that was, whether it was publication or email or how it was done.
He's not allowed to have address or contact pursuant to our court order.
So the order authorizing alternative service that was signed by Judge Easterday authorized the petitioner to be served by email.
Okay. All right. So
and there's a notation that Ms. McDonald had actually consented to that type of service.
So I just wanted to clarify. So there is a Nevada order registered in Oregon, and there is a motion to modify that has been filed, and that is pending. And Mom has that's Dad's motion, and Mom has requested a hearing on that in front of the Oregon court. Okay.
That is correct.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you, Judge Chapman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honors.